just got three things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
All right.
All right, guys. Welcome to tonight's episode of the 603 Mini Cup Racing Series podcast. Tonight we have Mikey Green with us, and also we have the 2024 Rigid Series champion, Keith Chandler, and my son, the driver of the 54, Jacob Raby. How is everybody?
Not bad. How's everybody doing?
Not doing so well.
Yeah.
We're doing all right.
How you doing, Keith? And, you ready for the season or what?
Yeah, we're gonna make another season happen. The off season, I have a lot of plans coming for the 2025 season. The championship, like I said, I just want to be a big shout out to everybody on the 603 series. Made a dream come true last season, the 2024 season. I had a lot of doubts and put myself in a lot of positions that I didn't think that I was going to be able to make it through. But to a big shout out to Peter Raby, Jacob Raby, Rachel, my fiance Ashley. There's a big shout out to everybody that made it happen. So, but like I said, 2025 season, I'm looking forward to it, and we're just gonna make another dream come true.
Awesome. Cool. Mikey, what do you think about helping us out this year?
This is going to be an interesting path we have going on ahead of us. I'm very compassionate about this upcoming season, and I think it's going to be a very interesting thing going forward because we're going to have one hell of a drive, and as Jacob is advancing in his racing career, it's something to be said about. He's very much worth looking out for, and I'm glad that I can be his spotter. And I think that this man has been driving a car after, after his father's path, and it's been very compelling that he can go as far as he has. And I think Jacob is very, very motivated to be a better driver. And I think myself, as looking out for him as a spotter, is going to be very, very useful to his upcoming season. And I think he's going to be very, very well about all of that. And I don't think that's something to be said less about, because he's going to be very motivated. And that being said, as motivated as he is, Jacob's nothing to be played with. There's a lot of other drivers that underestimate him, and it stinks that that's the case. But he's advanced so much in his motorsports career that I think he has a whole lot of things to be said for. And he's advanced so far much now that it's the money's where your mouth is.
He's got a lot of top contenders to compete with this year. You got Kendall Whitehill,
as he has, yes,
and he's got Ken Goodrow. Ken Goodrow knows his stuff on these cars.
a lot of competitors that were tough on him.
Hayden Kingsley's coming a long way. Then you also got Jason Romprey, and you got Busta Ratcliffe.
Yes, very talented drivers.
Yes, there's a lot of top tier drivers, and it's going to be extremely well seasoned this year, especially where we're going to a track where some of these guys have never been to before.
Never been.
And
Monadnock.
that's the Lee USA Speedway.
Monadnock. Lee. I haven't been to. I haven't raced. Well, I've been to Lee, but I haven't raced on Lee. I'm excited for that one.
Racing full size cars compared to the small cars is a big difference, and there's a lot of people underestimate these small cars, man. And take it from somebody that's been racing these cars as well, and also been turning wrenches. And like I said to everybody out here on the 603 series, it's not just what you see. A lot of things happen behind the scenes that nobody knows about.
You remember the days over at Londonderry, you and I staying up all night and then racing.
Oh late nights.
Even though Dad said, yeah, you shouldn't be doing that, but we do it anyway.
Oh yeah, crazy late nights. A lot of people got mad and upset. It's time to go to bed. Causing too much chaos. But then we came out, and the next day it was a great day.
What track are you mostly looking forward to going to this year?
To be honest, as of right now, from what I've seen of the schedule, I really haven't got to see much of the schedule. Like I said, I've been busy, on the off season and stuff like that. But I'm really excited to run Lee. You know, last time I ran Lee, I was in a full size car, and you know, running the small cars at Lee now, it's going to be a total different
You ran
series.
Lee before in your 28 car.
No, I
28
did
Mini
not.
Cup, yes, you did.
No, he didn't.
No,
The
I did
28
not.
Mini
I
Cup,
did
yes,
not
you did.
make it. No, I didn't.
Jacob, he did not go in the
Oh.
20
I
Mini
almost
Cup
ran
with Lee.
late.
Nope, I did not make it.
Oh.
But yeah, no. Rather than that, you know, like I said, I'm really, really excited. You know, as long as everybody, you know, keeps their head where the game is, and you know, keeps looking forward, and you know, there's no drama and no insane stuff, where everything should be good. You know.
Yeah, it's a fast track.
Yeah, it's
Rachel,
fast. Really fast.
Words well said there.
Rachel Gothier just said, "I'll keep the rigid off the track at Lee."
Yeah, we don't know. I gotta talk to you know, John Espinette about the rigids at Lee. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you know, it's enter the race at your own risk. But we'll see about that, and I'll talk to him.
Yeah, and then Derek Forrester said this year is going to be a good year.
Yeah, especially where we have.
Well, as long as you can make it out on the track this season, you know, and finish the race for once, buddy. You know.
Yeah, we
You got a
got.
lot of potential behind you, man. You just got to make sure that you know, it's keep in the game, man. You don't just get discouraged and just walk away from it. You know,
Right.
it's racing, dude. You're gonna run into a lot of situations where you get really upset and just say, you know what, I want to give up. You know, and like I said, you know, it's all about the time, the patience. You know, the aggravation is gonna pay off in the long run, and that goes for everybody. You know, look at Kendall. Kendall, 2024, he did really good last season as well, and you know, everybody else, and Rachel, I give a shout out to Rachel as well. You know, Rachel came a long way as well. You know, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she's got for the 2025 season as well. You know, and also Ashley, you know, she's supposed to be coming on board. I can't wait to see her run with all of us, and it's gonna be great. You know, as long as everybody, you know, puts the effort in to take care of what they got to take care of, and you know, it's gonna be good.
So
Yeah.
many drivers with a lot of potential.
Yeah, I think we got like 28 drivers signed up this year. Not knowing if they're all going to show up, but we do have 28 cars on the points list this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, Rachel Gothier just responded back saying, "I will show my car off at Lee, but I will not take it out on the track."
I know we can see it, bud.
Just making sure.
But so I don't know if you heard this yet, Keith, but on June 15th at Hudson International Speedway, Sarah put up $1,000 to win
Really.
for the J. Raby Memorial.
Well, also too, you know, I want to give a shout out to her as well. You know, she's been coming through a lot, sickness and stuff like that. You know, she's put a lot behind the scenes that nobody's worried about and seen as well. You know,
Mhm.
and it's like I want to give a shout out to her. I want to give a shout out to, you know, like I said, including yourself, Peter, and you know, everybody behind the scenes, man. This series come a long way, and
Yes.
I've seen from start to finish every step of the way, and
Long way.
it's insane, and I'm very, very surprised on how this came about, and I'm very proud and very thankful that I have amazing people behind all of us, you know, to put on a good race, to put on a good show, and you know, and it's insane. But like I said, guys, I'm psyched. 2025 is going to be where it's at.
Yeah, I agree. You know, somebody's got to take Kendall off the top of the list. He's the two-time champion of the Battle of the Belt Racing. Somebody's got to try and take that from him this year. He is last year's 2024 season points champion. He's going to be the one to be reckoned with. I mean, he's
Very good driver behind that wheel of that car, man.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
he's very fast.
Sure.
You know, he knows what he's doing. And you know, another person that's going to be, like I said, being reckoned with is Ken Goodrow in my number 7 car.
Shout out to him as well. I hope all
Sponsored
is well with him,
by
too.
sponsored by DeFrancisco Roofing. And it just is, it's going to be an amazing year. We got 14 races set up this year.
Shown
In order,
at the top of the screen over there.
so yeah, the schedule's up there. And if anybody wants to call in and ask any questions, the number's at the top of the screen. Please feel free to call in and ask. You know, we'll do our best we can to answer any questions that you may have. Also, you know, it's just every track that we go to is just going to be absolutely a blast this year. It's going to be, you know, the only really small track where we might be able to split up the rigids and the suspendeds is the Claremont karting. Other than that, we have to run them all together, which is going to make it easier on me this year because I
Right.
don't have to score because we have transponders.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I'm going to going to be talking to the owner of the tracks to see if we can have our own flagger.
And
That would be
that would
me.
be a lot of progress.
That would be me.
Yes.
Because this year we have the receivers. If I'm on that flag stand and I see Jacob, that's a transponder, not a receiver.
Yeah, I know. My receiver.
So anyway, we have.
I gotta renew my subscription.
I'm
on my
talking.
transponder.
I'm going to talk to the track owners to see if I can become the flagger for the series. And what I'm going to do is, if I see, I'm going to have the radio on me with the receiver. So if I see any one of the drivers doing something stupid, I'll get on the radio with them, tell them they better knock it off, or they're going to get black flagged.
Rip.
Keith at Claremont bumping me in the rear and spinning himself.
So, and then what I'm going to also do too
Under caution.
is for the money race, you have to compete the first 5 races of the season in order to compete for that $1,000 to win.
Oh.
Can't miss out on that.
So you can't come down
We're
from
going to every race. You already know.
you can't come down from North Carolina to run that one race and take our money and go home.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
you
No
can't.
You
way.
can come down and race, but you're not going to be eligible for the pot.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find sponsors to actually do $1,000 for the winner, $600 for second, $400 for third, and then every position after that gets $50 for taking the green.
Okay.
So, but we got to find sponsors to help us with that.
We can make something happen for sure. You know.
So with that being said, we're gonna have to try and find a different sponsor to do something similar for the rigids, because the rigids ain't gonna be competitive with the suspendeds. So I don't want to lead them off to the side and them not get anything. I
Right,
want to,
right.
I want them to win something too.
Right.
Right.
Everybody's gonna have their fair share, you know, and it's even though if you have to split it up in 2 different classes, which it'd be nice to be all in one. But if that's what you got to do, it's what you got to do, and everybody else is all included. Nobody's even though if it has to be two different divisions, it's gonna everybody's still all together then.
Right. And this year it's not going to be spread out racing; it's going to be all pack racing because we went away with the rocket carbs.
Right.
So there's no rocket carbs now. You could have a stock carburetor, which I think I found the number for that. So I'll post that on the page, and
Don't forget that.
So Rachel just made a good point. Also, to the point out from the meeting that we had on Saturday.
Yeah, I missed that as well, and I apologize as well on that.
There is radios allowed, but if you are caught radio blocking, you will get your radios revoked, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I will. That was going to be later on. I'm going to be bringing that stuff up. So
Well, she brought it up, not me.
I know, Jacob. We can see it. So we can run radios. Is what you're saying. yeah. So what we're going to do is,
Okay. Well.
excuse me. We had at the drivers' meeting, we all agreed on running a radio.
Right.
So if you are running a radio and you are radio blocking, like if your spotter's telling you go low, he's going low.
Yep.
You will have your radio confiscated, and you will lose 10 points.
I agree. I honestly agree with
If
that.
you
100%.
are
Lots of points is no good.
caught blocking again, you will lose your mirror,
Yep.
and it's a loss of 25 points.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. And a lot
So-
of people don't understand that. It's just the more that the more that you don't keep looking forward on the track, and at the end of the day, the more that you keep looking forward, you'll be all set.
That's just like with me. Before I go in the corner, I just look real quick. Is there anybody at my door? Is there anybody at that line? Nope, I'm clear. Then I'm going down.
Right. So you just gotta make sure the blocking is the worst thing you can do in a mini cup, because if somebody comes down and you go down, you're going around, and these cars ain't no joke. Once you're sideways, you ain't saving it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No.
So, and you don't want
You're getting
this.
tossed.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, especially on Lee Speedway.
Yeah.
We're trying to, last year we had one wreck.
As Burnett
Excuse
would
me.
believe that.
We had actually 3 wrecks out of the whole year. And that's it. Other than that, it was some great side-by-side racing. It was some great, that's what we want to see, is we want to see pack racing.
Yeah, just like last year with Keith and I at Hudson. He was on my inside. I saw him. I held my line.
Right. So
I'll give you I'm going to shout out to you as well, Jacob. I remember when you were on the sidelines watching everything happen. Growing up throughout the years, man. I'll give you a hats off to that, buddy. You've come a long way, man. A long way. And like I said,
Sure.
it's as long as you keep your anger down and you keep your focus and just
from a 5-year-old doing the flags at the bottom of the grandstand when I was racing to where
I
you
still
are
have the
now.
flag. It's sitting right there.
Yep. You've come a long way, buddy. I'm
I,
proud of
rem-
you, kid.
I remember I built him a little flag stand, and we left it at Hudson Speedway. And every week he'd go down there with the flags at the end of the stands, put them on, and do exactly the same thing that Randy Christian was doing. So, and then Randy Christian gave him a plaque that says Junior Flagman of the Year.
Nice.
So
There you go.
it was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure. I think he still has that plaque.
I thought I could beat Jacob in a go-kart. Turns out I don't think I can.
Right here.
There you go.
Two seasons together in a mini cup.
You know,
and
my first name spelled wrong, but hey, it is
didn't
what it
get
is.
too far with all
I go by
that.
that anyway too.
Yeah.
You'd have
gotta
thought
find the track now.
as fast as Jacob has become, you'd have thought.
Hudson's called me second generation. Claremont called me representing the number for him.
Yep.
Well,
I don't mind it.
maybe we should go back to your old number. Either
No.
way,
Yeah, I'm
That's
I will
not
not
what
go
good
back to the
old-
73.
I
I
don't
will
think
stick
old
with the
Smoke
54.
Junior here. I don't think he would care about that too much, but
I'll stick with the 54.
Yeah, I'm pretty
that-
excited going back to the
that's
28.
kind of
Yeah.
what I was getting at. But either how, and that way you can go on and keep going, getting faster and faster because you got a lot of motivation up in that tank of yours.
Yeah, he does.
I was quick at Claremont.
The thing that you got to learn too, Jacob, is if something happens, you got to hold you cool at the track.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Can't keep getting mad, man.
you
It's not worth it.
You have a really
fight
bad
that.
issue with that.
It stinks.
All right. So any future plans on what you're gonna do with the car?
Nah, I'm kind of still going blindsided, you know what I mean? I really, just right now, this time of the season, starting to get ready to start breaking the car down and get stuff ready. I'm running late and running behind. I ran into a couple hiccups, on the off season, but, we're here putting some things aside and, putting 2025 forward here, and we're going to get this car, and hopefully, like I said, I could throw a whole setup in the car, we go blindside, and could be the worst, you know what I mean? It's a total different division. Well, I've already back in the day. I was in the suspenders before, and I ended up I had to get rid of my car, for medical reasons and stuff like that. But rather than that, I got back into it again, and I had to jump into a rigid. I never ran a rigid before, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm really, 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 really psyched about getting back into suspended. But even though it was a rigid, and it was still fun. You just make the best of it, and I'm just going to tell you right now, anybody that's going to run a rigid and you want to go fast, you better make sure you hang on. That's all I got to say. But Rachel, like I said too, as well, running a rigid as well, she found out, never racing a car before, and she's come a long way in the rigid division as well. So I want to give a shout out to her as well.
Good shout out. My days back in the suspended were very compelling because I went out to practice and good old Jeremy, he done left a note out of the handbook here, and he told me that a couple of days later he said, Mike, I might have left a few screws loose or so. Just go ahead and dig out of your toolbox and go get something fixed. I'm like, oh God. So I went down there and good old Mr. Harmon, Katie Buxton's their husband. He came out to the track to me at Londonderry and he told me, he goes, well, you better tighten that up. You're gonna hurt yourself. And I'm like, oh shit.
And then you smack the wall.
I'd have probably looked into that. So I went around and I got pictures of it on my dang Instagram, and I went over there and I looked around and Jeremy was out there with me. He said, "Hey Smoke, you see anything?" First time he saw it, he's like, "You'll be all right." Unfortunately, later after he passed on, I kept, I was still there at the track looking into things, and I was in that mini cup, and I was like, this thing can be damn sure fast. I knew it could, and it was a strong suspended car, and I was like, this isn't something to play around with. I think I can really get this thing going, and I got in the car. I did practice, and well, I'll be damned. Left the screw loose or something happened. I went into turn 3 at Londonderry, and dumped the damn thing and went right straight into the wall and busted my leg and got and bent the whole front of the front clip. And I was like, oh shit, this ain't no good. And come to find out, it was something with the suspension that was going wrong with it, but I couldn't really figure it out in the first place. I was like, I'll be. What am I supposed to do? And it didn't feel good either, because I just ran straight into the wall and I broke the crowbar, and I was like, oh, I'm in for it now. I had a sore leg for a few weeks. I was all right after that, but I learned what to do because that car meant a lot to me. And I had a few more races, and then I met I forgot his name. Mr. Max Chaput, the driver of the 10X. There's a strong driver there. They hit me up and I ran into him at the store, and he was talking to me about how we was gonna go racing again this year, and I was like, oh, I don't know about all that. And they were gonna drive a Legend, and I was interested in all that, and I was like, I can't do that. I can't even drive Mini Cup. Doggone doctor said I can't drive for a year anyway because I'm epileptic. So.
I mean, it ain't as bad as pulling me out of my car when it caught fire.
No, yeah, on the line.
Right at Hudson. Not Hudson, Londonderry.
Jacob's future in racing is going very far forward, and I think that's something that he is very grateful for his father's attributes and everything, and that the fact that the competition that has come up in the Mini Cup series is very, very, very good.
Yeah, I wish I wasn't forced to retire, because I'd be in a car, racing with my son.
Yeah, Peter was a darn good driver.
I remember back racing with
car. Stock.
Good old days back at the Hudson Speedway, Peter Raby, Jacob was a kid. Oh, yep. Man, good old days.
Yeah, my mini stock,
good thing.
The last 2 mini stocks I actually owned, they were pretty quick, and raced for a better part of 30 years, and
fast.
All these late nights, staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Peter, we gotta go to bed. We gotta go to bed. Yeah, nope, not happening.
Exactly. It was the same thing at Londonderry between you and I getting the Mini Cups ready.
Yep.
Even though I was in a different division, but still.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, it pays off in the long run. You get plenty of rest when you're 6 people on the ground, buddy. Exactly. Live a dream while you can.
Well said. Racing's no joke.
Yeah, it's like I said, racing for a better part of 30 years, and it's just. I wish I wasn't forced to retire, because I'd be racing with Jacob, and it's
that would be
it's what I've
awesome.
always wanted to do. I ran one race with him up at Star Speedway.
That would be awesome. Racing together.
That's back when I was having
like father, like
issues
son.
with my car.
Yeah, that's when he was having chain issues, and I couldn't keep the car straight. We slapped the car together in one day and went out there, and it's just the car. I just couldn't keep it straight. I kept on looping it going in and coming out of turn 2, and then I looped it once coming out of turn 4.
Star, right?
Yeah, Star.
Yeah. That was a good race. I remember being there for that one.
I still finished 4th, but still.
Yeah.
It just. Oh well, it happens.
It's pretty cool. That was a mechanical failure.
I'm still here. That's all that matters. The turn 4 wall doesn't move at Hudson, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
It's it's 20 some odd cars this year. It's just gonna be absolutely insane.
It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to racing it with everybody, and as long as everybody, like I said, everybody keeps it cool and plays the cards right. We almost half a field of NASCAR almost, you know what I mean? So it's not no 6-car racing anymore.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you're paying attention, and and we should be all set. Like I said, I've been racing with a lot of these people, for many, many years, and I've known also, even without racing, with them, it's,
Mm-hmm.
I've hung out with them from the off season and also off the track and stuff like that. Really good people and supportive, We're looking forward to it. I'm really excited, guys. I really am.
Yeah, we have a lot of new rookie drivers this year, too. A lot of new rookie drivers.
Most of them are in the rigids, though.
Yeah. A lot of rookie. I think we got like 6 seven or eight rookie drivers in the rigid division this year.
Oh, good lord.
I think we got about up to 13 rigids, and I think we're up to about 13 or 14 suspended.
Has anybody even figured out where the number 8 car went? Is that
That's
the
right.
I know exactly where it is.
Are we racing with it this year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. That was a great car. Honestly, that was an amazing car. I kind of, was kind of upset at first.
It's actually right out in Peterborough right now.
Oh, no kidding. There you go. That's nice.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's just like I said. I kind of was upset jumping out of the A car after taking the championship like that. And we had plans. Rachel was supposed to get in and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, bigger things happen, and better things happen to patient people, and that's how it happens.
I just thought of something that, random thought here. Keith and I raced up, or we're about to, race up in Maine. Up in Maine, and he was in a rigid, and I was in a suspended, or supposed to be anyhow. And that's before I got my dang on car accident. And even after being pronounced deceased, I had that special video on my Facebook page. So I gotta find it. It's when I was there with the fellows up in Maine that they race hard in the mini cups at TSI Speedway, I believe.
LSC.
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the one where I had to get pulled out of my car because I couldn't get out. Yep.
And
I was bad.
Man, that was a small track, man.
I was bad.
I don't like it. I don't like that track.
I was there for
picking up hay bales for
a
months.
couple races.
Right?
Yeah, I remember that. And I was there for a couple races, and I was helping out with Mr. Chandler here, Mr. Keith. Helping out with his car and helping out with Jacob because he was slow as a dog back then. Jacob done.
Well, don't forget, we barely slept that night because we slept inside your car.
Yeah, we slept in the dang dog car, and Jacob was just like, I had the hell with this.
Late nights.
Yeah, it was a long one. I remember walking to the daggone porta potty at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'm tired. And I went over there and I had to take a dump, and I was like, fuck it. So we had a long weekend, and it was really nice. And there was so many there was more teams there from the main racetrack that
because that's where I got my rear axle from.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I get a new rear axle from that wreck the day before.
Yeah. I remember that. Jacob's axle was all kind of intertwined.
Yeah, it was all warped,
Something went with it, and I remember that. And I sat in the top of the bleachers, and that was the last time. I think I have it on my phone. It's a video of just Ratcliffe winning the race, and it was a fast practice. I mean, they were whipping tits. I mean, those guys up in those fellas up in Maine, they don't, those mini cup fellas, man, they don't play around.
No, they don't.
So you want to hear something cool?
What's that?
We actually have 4 females in the division this year.
4 of them.
Yeah.
4 females.
4 of them.
That's good. That's good.
Excuse me. We'd love to have
I know 2
more.
out of the 4, so.
We'd love to have more of the female racing with us, and I'd love to see a female show up male. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Just just because you're a woman doesn't mean that
Well,
you can't have fun.
Robin Kingsley is running.
Right, exactly.
And
For instance,
she can drive.
Just because you're a woman doesn't mean anything. You can go out there and just as much as us men can.
Oh, Robin can drive.
That's right. Just like I said, just because you're a woman doesn't mean any difference. A woman can drive too.
Yeah.
So I'll have fun. Let's see who's gonna be new and see.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
I want to see this thing grow as big as it can. I really do.
I'd like to see, at one point, where we have so many cars, we have to do like NASCAR does and have lap qualifying.
Yep.
And then run a consi, and then I'd hate to see cars, drive all the way out to go race, but that's racing.
Right.
If we're going to show up with 40 cars, we're not running all 40 cars. We'll run probably...
That'd be interesting. I'd like to try that.
What?
40 cars.
Yeah, no.
But isn't that's a lot of rounds?
So what I'd do is 2-lap qualifier.
But you got to give us a lap and a half to get up to speed.
25 cars will run the most. We'll have a 2-lap qualifier. The fastest 20 cars get in. We'll run a consi,
Yep.
and then the top 5 cars get in. The other ones go home.
Right.
That's what I'd like to do.
That's it. That it's pretty fair.
All right.
Well, that makes sense though.
Well, it'd be nice to see like 40 cars. I'm waiting for John Roach, 2 to 3 heats with Yeah, there you go. You could do that too.
Yep.
Yep, that's a good idea too, Chris. But I would like to, I'm still waiting to hear from John Roach. He's got a couple cars that I'm supposed to be getting from him.
Which I'll probably be going to get up with my trailer.
But he's been sick, dealing with cancer, so let him deal with that, and when he's ready, he'll get a hold of me, and then we'll go get the cars, and there'll be a couple more cars to add to the series.
Right.
I'd buy them. They're not around here anymore. I bought them all.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like, we got them all up here in the 603 series now from up here in the Northeast. Now we're just gonna, now if you want a car, you're gonna have to travel for it, and the further you go south, I'm very thankful for the new setup, that I have for the 25 season. Also too, I just want to give a shout out to as well Chris Kingsley out there too. I'm looking really forward to seeing the setup go this season. I'm like I said, I'm going in blindfolded as well, but I know that you had that thing set up when you were running it, so I also want to give you a shout out as well. So, but yeah, no, it's going to be a really, really interesting season, and I'm really looking forward to everybody, So, did you get the confirmation on the other tracks that you're waiting for?
We got 14 races right now, but we got one race in August and one in September. I think we're going to leave it that way because September we have the Granite State Fair and the Deerfield Fair that we're doing. So we're running September 1st, and then all weekends after that we're doing the fairs. So that works out perfect with that.
Deerfield Fair is pretty cool.
Right.
In August, that's the month that a lot of people like to go camping.
Yep.
So we'll just leave
I
it the
do
way it
a lot
is.
of camping sometimes, so.
And we'll just leave it the way it is.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, we don't need to run every single weekend. 14 races is a lot for this series.
Yeah,
we had 15 last year. It worked out really well. So we'll keep it to 14 this year.
And I know one race up at Riverside, I can't remember the date on it, but there is a meet and greet
It's the
with
7th.
drivers. Yes. Riverside.
June 7th.
June 7th up at Riverside, there is a meet and greet with drivers.
Yes.
That's going to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be pretty cool. So,
something that we don't get to really do that much.
Nope.
Jimmy Renford Jr. just texted me. That's interesting. On point of the podcast though, this was it's very impressive how much this series has been advancing, and I think
I agree with that.
Moving forward, the effort that all the drivers and especially Peter himself here has put into this is very impressive, and that's not to be overlooked at all. And I think that going on for the not just this upcoming season, but even more than that, when this division continues to grow, from what I hope for that to happen, I think that there's more than that's going to come of just the division advancing. I think that there were going to be male and female drivers. I think they're going to be a further and higher growth of car counts, and I think that would be beyond wonderful to see that. And hopefully, if that comes of things, that would be very, very, very cool for a lot of the local racetracks, and they can grow from this division and add it to their calendar. And it would be so nice to see that, to have that on the calendar for so many other racetracks around, for all the race fans around that want to see something that's worth seeing. And that's only something that's going to help the division grow.
All right. I think what I'm going to do too, to make Ben Bazowski laugh, is I'm going to name one of our races at Hudson Speedway the Murder Cups 25.
That's funny.
The Murder Cups 25.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, I got to go meet up with him pretty soon. He's got those transponders he's ordering for me. So
yeah, I got to renew the subscription
Yeah,
online, and then I got
I
to
gotta
get
get one of
races.
those.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the money this week for it.
Yep. And then these are the seals that got to be on the motors this year. But if your motor's already sealed with the round cap seals, they'll be fine.
Seals are important.
So,
Yeah, I
but
believe I have it
motors have to be
online.
sealed.
Yeah, I already have these on my.
Don't forget those.
So don't do that.
Well, I wasn't gonna put it in live, like that's stupid, dude. Like,
But so it's yeah, I mean it's this is gonna be pretty cool this year. So it's so what we're doing is, oh, you didn't hear about this either. So what we're doing is when we go to the racetracks and we drop a position.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
So what we're doing is all excuse me, all the suspending cars. Tickle in the
Bless you,
throat.
sir.
All the suspended cars are going to start in the front, and all the rigid cars are going to start in the back.
Okay.
So all the suspended are going to draw first, one
The rule book
through 10. Then all the rigids are going to start are going to draw for position 1 through 10.
Okay.
So because only the suspended are a lot faster than the rigids,
Right.
we don't want the rigids up in the front of them and causing a
Right,
big
right.
wreck. And this is what everybody agreed on at the meeting.
Yeah, no, like I said, I apologize. I didn't make the meeting, guys. You know, I had things going on and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, we're here, and I'm pretty sure I can be filled on what's been going on
Yep.
through the meeting and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we out here. So.
No weight rule either. Well, there is a weight rule. Rigids is 650. Suspended is 750. But remember
That's
how?
always been the same.
But remember how last year we turned around and you won 2 races. You had to add 10 pounds.
Yep.
We're not doing that this year.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's
Not
what we're doing is if you can't catch him, go home and do your homework.
Right.
Fix your car and
It's common sense.
do your homework and you'll be able to catch him.
That's what they did back in the day, you know.
Yep.
So-
And we made it perfectly clear at the meeting. When you go to the track, you are to unload your car, go right over to pre-tech, bring it back to your trailer. That's it.
Yep.
No working on the cars at the track anymore.
You can't lose sight of that.
Yeah, no, it's like
So if your car is not ready for the track when you go, don't bring it.
correct. Now, if something happens while you're in a race, that's a different story. You
Right.
know what I mean? Now, if
And,
you're-
and to the point too that was brought up in the meeting, if your car is not ready, don't come.
Right. Well,
Don't come.
that's
no
what I just
working on
said.
your cars at the track.
That's what I just said.
But,
No, but yeah, it's just if your car's not ready, don't bring it. So it's
Don't bring it.
yeah, you don't want to bring it to the track, unload it, put it up on jacks, start working on this, put the motor in, do this, that. No, not gonna happen. Bring it to the track, all done and ready to go. Because we do have 3 practices. We have special stickers to where if your car does not have that sticker on your roll bar for a season tech pass, your car will not see the track. I had special stickers made up. There's somewhere around here. But I had special stickers made up that nobody else has. And if your car don't have it, your car don't see the track.
April 6th, April 13th, and April 27th at Hudson Speedway is Test and Tune.
Okay.
That's test and tune, though.
Yes.
Bring your cars down. If you can get a chance to bring your car down, Tech Guy will be there to go through the car before the first race on April 19th.
Which is at Claremont.
Correctamundo.
And I just thought of something. So we have April 6th and 13th, and then we have Claremont April 19th.
Right.
Yeah.
And then open practice at Hudson again on the 27th.
Okay. That works.
The
So
27th is important.
yes.
Don't.
Then that way we can get these cars all taken care of. I will be at Hudson all 3 practices.
I should be there as well.
I'll have James with me. He's our tech guy. Then that way he'll go through everything and get everything all situated.
Not
and make sure you guys are good.
Yeah.
Nothing in Bolton.
Yeah, so make sure you guys, like I said, last year we had a lot of problems with the people showing up at the track, pulling their cars out of the trailer. Sometimes not even pulling them out of the trailer, putting it up John Jackson's inside the trailer.
Yeah.
Right, and then you're
Not this year.
Yeah, no, then you're rushing around, you get
Yeah.
stressed out, and everything else. It
That just
cause
makes the
chaos.
series look bad.
Right,
So we don't want to do that. So if your cars aren't ready, keep them
Brandon,
home.
Brandon Emerson just said, "You got my car figured out, little boy, or what?"
You got my car figured out, boy, huh? Yeah, I'll show you, boy. Come on, I'll show you, boy. Brandon, I'll give you a call after the show.
Yeah, you want one?
So, but yeah, it's just it's gonna be absolutely insane this year. So it's
And then Land's visuals over on YouTube said that guy beat me in goat kart race with a crying face. I don't know who he is.
Lands,
exactly
yeah,
talking
I
about.
know him. He's my old competitor from K1. one of them. He used to try and race me, but he couldn't get up to speed too fast. He got the hang of it, but
I can beat you in reverse.
oh yeah. No, I think I want to say that's actually that's a good thing you all mentioned that, because that's a very touching subject, because when I met Jeremy, Mr. Number 20, he used to beat the snot out of me at the go-kart track. Oh my Lanta. I mean, he used to drive me into the wall every chance he got. I used to, God, he made me dang nauseous. I couldn't even eat a snack before I went racing without tossing my cookies, because he was just friggin' aggressive as all hell. But when we went racing, he was really, really a good teacher, and an even better friend. And getting to spend that much time with him and people like Peter himself and Jacob. I don't think I ever got to go racing with Jacob at the track.
No,
but,
I was in the juniors when you were racing the seniors.
Yeah, and when I was in just even the indoor go-kart stuff, when I went, my buddy Jeff Ramsdale, he's an old mini stock championship at Hudson Speedway, and he's one hell of a go-kart track race driver, and he reminds me a lot of what Keith and Peter have here as with their skill set. I wish that I could go back to doing that, and come out of all my health issues I have, and just be able to go back to racing. And it's things that it's not a possibility, but it's nice to see that moving forward that Jacob is really advancing in his racing career, and Peter as his dad, they have such a good race team behind them. That is so cool to see that and be a part of. And I think that it's just a wonderful thing to see Jacob advance with that 54 car. He's passionate about it. You don't touch that thing, he'll bite your head off.
Oh yeah.
So
He's that's his little baby.
Guess who I ran into last Friday night at the bowling alley?
Yeah, doesn't matter if it's bowling alley or
Chris Jones.
The bowling alley, they're passionate about that too. But I mean, the bowling alley and everything that Jacob has going on in his racing career, I'm jealous now, because after all my shenanigans I had to deal with my car accident, and now my stupid brain injury, and I look like an idiot half the time. It is what it is. I'm very proud of the fact that I have good friends in the racing family, and it stinks to go through what I have, but it's so nice to be back on the spotter stand this year.
Oh boy.
And I'm looking out for Keith Chandler and his driving skills. Oh boy. And Peter is such a good, that needs to be said, man. Peter has been working for this series and making everything
He's done a lot, man.
so good for so many people.
Jake Henderson over from YouTube said I was more than willing to give Jake that axle when he came up to Maine.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I really do. I was pretty much in a bind, and I know you guys raced up in Maine, so I figured I'd shoot and ask you a question. You're like, yeah, I got one.
Yeah.
I'm like, awesome. I'll be on up tomorrow, and I'll grab it. And then grabbed it from you, and then as soon as we get done with that race, went home and put the axle in.
Yeah, I ran into Chris Jones on Friday night.
Really?
Yeah, he was bowling over at Lakeside Lanes, and
you don't see that every day.
No, he's actually on a touring, so he wants me to bowl with him on the 14th.
So
I might do
that. All the time.
Yeah, so I might do that, and he might. I don't know if he's gonna be at the bowling alley tomorrow, but we're back over there again tomorrow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's just.
And now I got a bigger trailer, so I can actually haul 2 cars this time instead of stacking them on each other.
Well, yeah, right. Instead of breaking your wrist spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, Keith.
Yeah. Don't even go there, Jake. Don't even go there.
But yeah, it's
so
we got I got 3 bodies in the back of the house right now that we're working on. Yours is just about done. Rachel's is just about done. I got a couple more
They're
decals, and then I got Jacob's. I got to finish because we will be at the Auburn Mall from March 7th, 8th, and 9th. We'll be set up over there. We'll have our apparel and everything all set up. So if anybody wants to come by and say hi,
Yeah.
snag up some apparel, whatever, we will be all set up there all weekend.
All the way set up too.
I'll be up there as
Yeah.
well.
They know how to set it up.
If you want to come up, ask
So,
questions.
And
These
then,
boys.
in like I said, in September, we'll be set up at the Deerfield Fair and also at the Granite State Fair. We weren't at Granite State last year. We were there the year before. But
That
Deer-
was fun throwing t-shirts out.
the Deerfield Fair, we had a 20 by 30 spot last year. This year is going to be a 40 by 30, so we're doubling our size.
That's a big one.
That's going to be a big one.
So, and then same thing with Granite State. What we're going to do is we're going to make up a bunch of t-shirts and stuff like that with our logos on them. Excuse me. And during the bus demolition derby, before it starts, we're going to go out there and we're going to start hucking t-shirts out into the crowd like we did 2 years ago.
Yeah,
there you go.
that was
That's gonna be
fun.
fun.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Actually,
that
I
was-
pelted
that
a guy
was
in the
fun.
head.
Yeah,
I
we're not
love that.
gonna do it with zip ties this time, Jacob. We're gonna use our
Rubber bands.
rubber
yeah.
bands,
Rubber bands. Yep.
and
Rubber
a lot of
band.
people, have the crowd get into it.
Right.
Go on one side, stay loud at any other, go back over, and go back and forth. Just have fun doing it. Get our name out there. It's just
That's how it's supposed to be,
and we can't just get our name out at like these
all this word of mouth stuff,
at the word of mouth, the podcast,
right,
the tracks,
Jake-
the mall shows. You
Yeah.
gotta get out there and you gotta promote.
Jake Henderson on YouTube just said, hope to see you guys July 26th for our 117 lap race at Daytona. Also good to see you, Mikey.
Is that a sim racing thing?
No,
No,
that's
it's
mini cuts
Daytona.
out at Daytona.
It's
That would be interesting.
yeah, that's
117 laps is in honor of Darren Burrill.
yeah, that's. I don't know how many cars we can fit on that track. Because if we go up, we're going up with 20, 25.
It depends on
28
how many
cars.
want to take the trip too. So we got to.
I'm all in,
talk
man.
about it.
Honestly, I'm
If
traveling with racing,
if we can get sponsorships
Is it new?
to rate no, if we can get a sponsorship to raise money to have everybody who takes the green flag take home $117.
Oh geez.
Everybody. I think people would take the trip up to go up there.
that would obviously spark some of people's interest to travel a little bit. At least it's
Yeah.
It'd pretty much be gas money for Dad and I, especially with our trailer.
Right.
right.
But if we can make it to where whoever goes up, the main mini cup racing league, the 603 mini cup league, come together. We go race Daytona. Everybody who takes the green
That would go a long
gets
way.
$117.
right,
That would be so
yep,
much progress.
right. That would be a lot of progress, and to be able to make it go
Beyond
that
good.
much more bigger and that much more open.
Right.
That would be pretty much like a dream come true. And Peter's also been saying it for a long time. Since everybody started. And Peter started all this and everything else and. He's wanted to go as far and as much as he possibly can, and and like I said, for all the years I've known Peter through racing and being here as neighbors and everything else, it's like Peter will go a mile for his racing. He will that's his passion. That's
More
his,
than that.
he'll drive from here to the other side of the world if he had the chance to do it.
Give you
So
the shirt off your back.
Oh yeah. So, but rather than that, like I said, everybody, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone, man, and I'm really excited to see everybody for the 2025 season, and I hope everybody that
Right.
has got all the stress and aggravation out that the 2024 season brought to them, and this it's a whole new year, it's a whole new situation, and there's bigger things and better things coming forward from here, and let's make it happen.
Positivity.
Let's make it happen.
Oh, it's gonna happen, all right.
It's coming.
I'd like to I'll give Jake
Henderson.
Henderson a call later, maybe later on during the week. See if we can get them guys to come down here and race with us.
Yeah, right. Some of the other people come down and enjoy us too. That'd be cool
I mean,
too.
the one race I ran with Jake Henderson and all of them was the Turkey Derby.
Yeah,
When my clutch blew apart and
Turkey
then
Derby,
my whole nose went. Whoot.
yeah, we had
Jacob was not happy at all that weekend. Jacob
22
was pissed.
Yeah.
22 cars at Londonderry. I think right now, we're the largest mini cup series anywhere.
Yeah, to
that's,
be honest with you, I
that's
think
pretty
so.
much been proven.
So Yep.
So
we're up to like I said, like 28 cars. But
bit of a toss.
I'd like I really think that the main mini cup racing league would really like Hudson.
Yeah, honestly, I think they would too. To be honest, it's
Hudson's
Hudson Speedway
brilliant.
is a really, really, really fun track, and
It is.
Lee and all the tracks that we run down here as well, and
I
New
like
Hampshire,
Riverside a lot too.
Riverside's awesome too. Monadnock's great too. The fresh pavement and everything else, that was fun, and
Yeah, a
it's
little
fast,
slick.
a little slick, but you got to give it time,
Yeah.
But rather than that, it's
Call me crazy, but I think one day Hudson Speedway Mini Cup racing is going to become more popular than NASCAR at Bowman Gray.
Yeah.
And that's something to be said
We'd
for
probably be
because
fast
that's
on
a lot
Bowman
to be
Gray
said.
too.
That's
it's
what-
quite a hell of a statement now, ain't it? Because you can't fuck with that. I mean, pardon my French, what are you going to do? This division's growing, and it ain't no joke. And I think we're going to do darn good things
It's
with
just gonna be booming.
everything. Yeah, it's just only getting bigger and bigger.
That's it.
And that being said, I would like to think that more of the racetracks and the short tracks up here in New England during the on-track season would be more open to having this mini cup division there for more of their open calendar.
Yeah.
Imagine us at Bristol.
Oh goodness,
Well, Bristol's only a
that
half
would
mile,
be
so
that would be kind of insane.
imagine us over at Loudon.
I would like to see that. Loudon or Bristol. I'd
Yeah,
pee
it would,
my
it would
frickin'
take us
pants.
3 days to get around the track.
Well, I'm
before I went in my tragic car accident and I was pronounced deceased, and when I was mini cup driving, I remember when there was I was told by my father, Grandpa Dickhead, we're supposed to go to. We were supposed to go to Lee Speedway, and he said, Mikey, my son, you're going to go 125 miles an hour. Are you ready for that? And I'm like, shoot. Mike Doobie, he's a hell of a friend, man. He works for DPW with
Yep.
my buddy Matt LeBlanc, and they don't play around, man. They're some hell of a drivers. And when they taught me even more about racing, like my buddy Jeff Ramsdale did, I had no clue what I was in for. And I got into we were at Londonderry for practice one day, and it was open wing. I forget what. I can't remember what it was. There's a picture of it on my Instagram. It was
Senior champ?
me and my memory lost. It was
Senior champ?
it was a champ cart.
Yeah, senior champ.
Yeah, but it was fast as shit. It made me pee my pants. it was like I went 120 miles an hour. No, I went 89 miles an hour, or I think faster than that. It was like 112 at Londonderry, and a quarter mile or less. I forget the,
That
like
track's
the
all about
actual
drafting.
length.
That
of
track is
Londonderry is a quarter mile.
I almost peed my pants. I swear to God, like. I had my neck brace on. I had all my fire suit. I was all ready to rock and roll, and I was like, this is before my car accident, so I was focused. And shit, when I went through that thing, I was like, it raised the hair on my back and then some. I was like, I need to get out of this thing, because I'll leave you with this: the fact that they told me they want Mikey. When you got to that cart, your micron, your timer in the cart said you went faster than fast, and I was like, oh, that's impressive. I didn't think I still had it in me, and turns out it did. So it was nice to see. I felt like a little bit of Dale Jr. in me. I was like, oh man, that was something. It was one hell of an afternoon, and boy, did it make me tinkle. Oh boy, quicker than quick. I think his name is Mike Horn. He drives the A1 midget car up in he's from Massachusetts. We used to race down at F1 Boston in the go-karts, and boy, I tell you, he's quick. And he raced at Hudson Speedway too, up with Randy Phillips and all them crazy enduro drivers. Me and Jeff Ramsdale and
Well, I'm actually thinking about.
people like Peter. Like, he used to be a hell of an enduro when he's not a driver himself.
I'm actually trying to see if we can actually get a race over at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway on the go-kart track.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be interesting.
NHMS? Are you
Isn't
serious?
the go-kart
Like,
track in like turn 1?
can you imagine that?
Turn 1 and 2, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I don't know. I've tried calling them several times, and they haven't gotten back to me.
I mean,
Man, it's cold as.
that would be like really freaking cool.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat.
I'd be impressed with that.
Well,
'Cause-
we'll see. I don't know if I have to, what they'll charge or whatnot, but I'll try calling them again tomorrow. But I've been trying to call them for a couple months
Right.
now.
Yeah, gotta do.
But I don't even know if they use that track anymore.
That's a good point.
But
I'm not
I would like-
Imagine us on the road course.
I was gonna say I'd
that
like to
would
do
be
the road
interesting.
course.
That would be fun.
But the
Scary.
only hard part is that hairpin turning and it goes up a hill.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they smoke them clutches out real quick.
Yeah, you wouldn't. I don't think
I'll
it'd be. Yeah, I don't think that would work out very well.
Oh, not.
Oh God, that tickled my.
It's
Jesus.
like me going skiing. Fuck that. I eat shit.
Oh God.
I'd probably fall on my face. I would like to go back to the go-kart track, though, because I'm epileptic now. I can't drive. So I gotta wait till I'm seizure-free, and then I can go about, going about my normal life and getting back in the race car and racing against people like Jacob Raby over here. Freaking speed demon. For Christ's sakes.
Mario Andretti Jr. over there.
He's become a damn mechanic. And I'm like,
Make
oh
sure you
my
pick your tools up and make sure you stop losing them or something, will you?
Yeah, your own tools.
It's
You can leave
only
mine alone.
helping the 603 Mini Cup Series grow more.
Yeah, I can't believe we started this series with 4 cars and we're up to almost 30.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember when there was none.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
like
when
all
there
we're
was
growing
none.
now.
Now there's like 30 cars and all
Yeah,
kinds of
'cause we
people.
started
you know.
halfway
It's great to see people got the
through the
interest in one
season
move.
back at Londonderry.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through the season at Londonderry, we started our own.
Yep.
Because we departed from the other series.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't expect it to get this big this quick.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
It grew very quick.
Obviously, I'm doing something right because I have a lot of apparel.
Yeah, that's
insane.
that's something.
Yeah, we'll be set up at all the tracks again this year.
We're gonna have to figure out.
It's just gonna keep going and going and going.
I'm hoping so. I put my whole heart and soul into this place, and just this is what I love doing. I miss racing? Yes, absolutely. Do I wish I could get back in a car? You betcha.
Yep.
But I can't.
That'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
Besides, I accomplished one of your dreams that you always wanted to do.
Oh yeah?
Monadnock.
I've never driven a Monadnock.
I think Peter Raby and Jacob Raby are the Dale Earnhardt and Dale Jr. of Mini Cup racing. Not to be weird, but that's the truth.
Yeah, it's
Pretty cool.
it is what it is. It's forced to retire, but I'm still here. That's what matters.
Yeah, everybody comes out of retirement. I would like to come out of retirement myself, but I don't see that coming. But it would be cool if it did. It would, even if it wasn't just me, if it was any of the green machine, as they call me, or Raby racing family that would grow from that. Hopefully, Rachel herself grows from the racing community
Oh, she will.
and
Oh yeah, she will.
gets to the point where, because she's one of our select few female drivers that are new to this motorsport, and it's not easy to deal with.
No, it's
And
not.
I would like to think that I wouldn't want to be in that position. that stinks. But I think she's a very good driver
Chris,
going
can-
on, and that would be cool to see. Not just the many retired drivers out of the Mini Cup Series like myself, but
I'll just tie one of them back to the back of your car, Chris. Just
it
drag
would be
right
cool
along.
to see.
I'm
Sure,
do some
can't drive
spark
shit.
plugs.
It would
disconnect
just
the
be
fuel
cool
pump.
to see the series grow with so much, adversity with male and female drivers, and that's really cool to see that continue to grow.
Chris, I'll get my 7 car. You give me a lap head start,
Yeah.
I'll race you with your Camaro. Anyway, on that note, it's at that time where we gotta say bye. Thanks, Keith, for coming by. 2024
Yeah, Keith on
Origin
stopped on by.
champion.
Great visitor over here.
Mikey Green. Jacob, thank you for doing what you do. Tune in next week, guys. We'll probably have Jason Rompery on, and we'll have Jason Faulkner on. They weren't here this week because due to the weather. But we
Yeah,
thank
weather's
these
bad.
guys for
Almost
coming in,
didn't
and
have
rock on, and we'll see y'all next week.
Looking for
Thanks.
you guys,
See y'all next week.
2025.
Don't
Take it
forget the
easy,
6